Welcome everybody to Catfish Weekly along with Josh. I'm Lyle and Josh. No Chadwick tonight.
No Chad tonight. He's playing.
He's doing the work thing.
Yeah, I forget what Rocky movie it was. I think it was Rocky 4 that Paulie said that Florida needed gigolos, and Chad took him serious. So down there he went.
Oh my!
He's not here to defend himself, so
Yeah, and if
all
he's in
bets are
chat,
off
we can
tonight.
delete him.
Yeah, that's true too.
So we'll see how that works out. But he's got a good job, and he's got to do things that uh, other people don't have to do. He sometimes he just can't go home at night and forget about it. That's
Oh
part of what
yeah,
he does, and I'm glad, and you do too. If they need you, you got to go,
yep. Sometimes that happens.
and it does, but not very often for either one of you, and that's a great thing. Um, it cooled off, and I like it.
We're supposed to be. It's been raining cats and dogs here all day today, but at the end of that, it's supposed to cool off.
We got 3.5 inches of rain last week from Monday to Sunday, so um, it's we got plenty of water, and
Oh
some
yeah.
of the stuff's filling up. But these fronts moving through, Josh, has tricked some of the fish. Um, they move in, then they move back out. They move in, they move back out. They don't know whether the water temperature, but the water temperature is dropping off, and that's always a good thing.
Our water temperature this past weekend, I spent a lot of time out on Crab Orchard this past weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And our water temperature really hasn't dropped a lot. It has dropped some. It was 83 the week before last. And I think it was like 81 yesterday when I was out there. So it's dropped a few degrees.
Yep.
But
Well,
it finally busted the thermocline in that lake.
yeah.
And you could go through in the 12-foot zone that has been just barren for months now. It is stacked full of fish. Now, they're not all catfish, but everything's going down there to hang out.
Yep. That'll make fishing so much better here before long, and it won't take really long time for them to adjust to that because they're all kind of used to it. But it's going to get a lot better, really, really fast, and I'm glad to see fall getting here, and we'll see how things work from there.
Let's see.
Do we want to say hello to everybody before we get started with
Yeah,
what
give
we
me
have to visit
just
with?
a second here. I'm trying to.
Looks like we're getting.
Somebody had also sent me some tournament results.
Oh, okay, cool.
Trying to get those together real quick.
We got a bunch of people in here, and tell them all howdy.
Oop. All right, let's go up here to the top. Top of the list, I've got Mike Sampson. Hello, Sampy. Got Catfish Weekly, Greg Burgess, John Patrick Jr., Brewer Boys Outdoors, Bugman 22, Joe Buck 66. We've got Nebraska Wildcats, channel member Jeremy from Creole Catfishing. There is Miss Cindy Stokes. Hello, Mama Stokes. We have Dave Funk, Heather Stokes. There is V Smith. She was about to throttle Danny Stone yesterday during stand day, I think. So there is Catch Fish with Us, Matt from Wannabe Outdoors. Let's see, scroll down. Outdoors in Indiana with Dave Scott. Hello, Dave. There is Pontoon Jody Catfishing. There's Stan from Two Stands Fishing said, why do I miss nothing yet? We've kind of been rambling so far. There's Fishing with Jeff Beal. I got some mail from Jeff Beal today.
Really?
I have to show that off later on.
I got some stuff from Leslie at Little Miss Bacon Baits today, and I'll be showing that off Wednesday night probably.
There's P&B Catfishing. There's Hello, Paul. Let's see. Rowdy Royal, Lance McCouguy, the Hawaiian fisherman. He caught a nice salmon last week.
Did it good?
He
I
did.
must have missed that.
Hillbilly Moonshiners. You'll get to see it later on tonight in the bragging board.
Oh, sweet.
I think that's I guarantee it's the first salmon we've ever had on the bragging board.
I think it is.
And that gets us down to the bottom. We've got 43 folks watching already tonight.
Thank you guys for joining us. We're extremely happy to have each and every one of you in every week, and we appreciate you coming in and playing along and chat with us.
And I do have some tournament results. This is from the Rend Lake Catfishing Group. They did their final tournament of 2025, and unfortunately, I wasn't able to fish any of those because of boat issues this year. But Josh Fuller and everybody else, next year it's on. Just saying. So, third place, buddy Brian Fulkerson and Dustin Shelton come in at 25.58 pounds. Second place, Jerry Leonard and Max Cox with 26.63. They also had big fish of the tournament at 7.91. It's a very respectable channel cat out of Rend Lake. And first place went to the three-man team of Tom Corbett, Robbie Phillips, and Rich Baker with a 5-fish total of 29.18 pounds.
Pretty good bag.
Good haul for Rend Lake. And they couldn't ask for better weather. So
right. I hope that you guys are not catching the weed-eating noise going on in the background.
I can't hear it.
Okay, good. This mic's pretty good about not picking up that stuff, but this asshat waited till tonight to mow and weed eat. And
as long as you don't move your phone near that microphone, you seem to be all right. So that's
okay. All right. Well, Josh, I think it was 2012, 14, 10, somewhere along in there. I got to know a guy by the name of Paul Ragsdale. He contacted me about having some catfish rods made. Of course, I made them for him, and him and I become friends. And one day I got a phone call from him, and Paul says, I do a radio broadcast on YouTube. And I said, oh, really? I didn't know that. He said, yeah. He said, would you do an interview with me on that radio show? I said, well, of course I would. We in those days, YouTube was new to me. It wasn't new, but it was new to me and different things. I watched videos and different things. But when he asked me to do that, I was happy to do it. And we done, I don't know, hour and 15 minutes, something like that on when we done that. And he got done. He says, how you think it went? I said, I thought it went really well. I said, I don't know much about radio stuff. I said, but I'll tell you what, Paul, if you could figure out how to do this live on YouTube, you'd have something. And I don't remember what he called his radio show. And that was on a Sunday night. And he called me up Tuesday or Wednesday of the next week. And he said, I've got it. I said, really? He said, yeah, I figured out how to go live and we can do shows if we have enough internet connection. Because Paul didn't live in town and I lived out in the boonies in those days. And we was a little stressed about it, but it was called Google Hangouts. Oh my God. As horrible as it was the best option there was for doing live stuff in those days. And he said, let me see if I can figure this out. And he worked on it a couple of days and he got a hold of me. He said, I think I got it. He said, you want to do a test run with it? And I said, sure. And he sent me a link. And it was so hard to do in the beginning that Paul had to give me a list of stuff to go through for me to do it.
Oh, wow.
Because it was just a pain in the ass. And he would set the show up and he'd send me a link. And in those days, we had a couple other guys in there. And I can't remember the one guy's name that used to be a wrestler. He lives out on the East Coast there somewhere. Really nice guy. But he was a friend of Paul's. And he didn't do too much stuff about it. He didn't say too much. He kind of just hung out with us. And we done the first show. And Paul says, this is going to work. And I said, yeah, it is. And the next thing you know, we got Chris and Chuck in there, and that's how Catfish Weekly got started. And Paul and I worked together a lot. He was a great guy. He was one of my greatest success stories, and he's told me this before too. Paul, um, used to eat every fish he caught. If it was this long
Hmm.
or that long, it didn't make any. And I kept telling him, I said, "Paul, it doesn't make any difference what body of water you fished." And he fished a little lake over in Illinois where he lived. I said, if 10 pounds or 5 pounds is the biggest fish you got to return some of them to the water, or all you're going to have is little bitty ones. He got to thinking about that. He said, "My God, you're right about that." And he become one of the greatest advocates for selective harvest that I know. He was very careful about doing that. He shared what ar what I had told him with other people and convinced some of them to do the same, and others don't do it, and that's okay. You catch a fish, it's kinda yours to do whatever
It's
you want to with
it
it,
is. It is.
but I considered that a great, success story. Hey, Bobcat. Him and I become great friends. He come up to my house and we talk about fishing rods and we meet up different places and stuff. And um, I was contacted the other day by his wife Allison, which is one of the nicest ladies you ever want to meet. I told Paul one time, I said, "I don't know how she puts up with your ass." Eh, He said, "I don't either," but he was quite the comic. But Allison got a hold of me and told me that Paul had passed, and I was just heartbroken because in the last several years we hadn't stayed in contact much. He had lots and lots of health issues, and that was one of the deals with why he got out of Catfish Weekly, and I hated it. But Paul was a super nice guy. He done a lot of stuff. He didn't get along with everybody. You can ask Steve Douglas about that. They had some issues, uh, but he was very opinionated, such as I am. And
There's
him and I
nothing
got
wrong with that.
yeah, no, I don't think so.
There's nothing
Him and
wrong
I
with
got along really, really good. Um, he could do a lot of computer stuff in those days that I could not do, did not have the knowledge to do, and he would figure stuff out that I had no idea. And later, there was some other people that helped me after that, but Paul's health got the best of him one time, and he stepped down from Catfish Weekly, and we missed him. Well, we really did because he brought another element to the show in those days that we didn't have, and, he was a great friend, and I'm gonna miss him a whole lot, and this show is an attribute, that we can talk about Paul and some of the stuff that he accomplished and did over the years, and there's not a lot because he hasn't been active in this in a long time, but uh, great guy, done a lot of things for me, and I'll never forget him. And I hope the people.
We lost your audio there, Lyle. Try to mute you and unmute you, see if that helps. And now it says your mic isn't connected.
About now,
Now it's working.
I don't know what we done, but anyhow, I miss old Paul already. I've been missing him over the years, and once in a while we get together and we discuss things on the phone and talk about. I tried to get him
Oh,
when we
Danny.
had the Hey, Danny, when we come you're always late. Hell, don't worry about it.
Yeah, that's
Well,
on time for him. But
yeah, I tried to get him to come back when I had Chuck and, Chris on for, like, a reunion for the old guys that was back years ago when Catfish Weekly started, and he told me he really would like to do it, but his health, he just didn't feel it. And that's how long this health situation's been going on. But one of the funniest stories I can tell you about Paul is Cindy and I and John Nordyke, a great friend of mine. John wanted to fish a thing called the Iron Man tournament. It was over in Ohio or some damn place. It was a long way away. And John had just bought a new boat and he wanted to go fish this tournament. And it was 8 hours during the day and then 8 hours at night. And I said, "Well, if you want to take your boat, I'll pull it over with my truck and we'll take off and go." So I had a bunch of skipjack. We throwed bait in and we loaded this thing up and we headed over to wherever it was at in BFE and fished this Ohio River. And of course, it didn't have zero current. And we fished all day, and I don't think we caught a fish, but nobody else did to mount anything. There's only a couple of fish caught that day. And
Cindy said that was Indiana, Lyle.
okay, Indiana could have been. I don't remember. But we get back to the motel, and you had a break. You could take a nap or do whatever you want to. We ate and got ready to go, and then you had 8 hours at night. Well, when we get back to the motel, I got a message from Paul on my phone, and I had a laptop, and I pulled this up, and he had recorded a video. And at the time, the guy that run the BOC was trying to sell fishing rods. He had a bunch of China-made rods he was trying to sell way more than they was worth, and he was casting 40 ounces of weight with it. So Paul gets out with one of the rods that I built him, and he started with like 40 ounces or 20 or something, and he was casting it over a clothesline, and he would add weight to it and do it again. Now, this is all recorded on his camera, and he got up to 100 ounces, and he's struggling to cast that 100 ounces over that clothesline, but he made it. And he some wisecrack to Paul on this video about that. And before the video was done, our room was full of people watching this, because I'm not sure if he'd made it public yet or not. But we had a bunch of them guys that was in the tournament up there in our motel room watching this, and he puts it in a rod holder because he was testing this rod holder from a guy out in California had sent him. And he put this rod in it. He had 65-pound braid on it. He hooked it up to his riding lawnmower and took off. And the rod holder, of course, it didn't stand up to that at all. Broke the braided line, but the rod was okay, and I was thrilled about that, to be quite honest, with a room full of people there. But Paul, he just got the biggest hoot out of doing that stuff. And man, that's where we met Ron Workman and Chris and Big Dave. We set up and we walked into a restaurant, and seafood night, all you could eat.
No, really?
Oh yeah. And I said, you better get to fixing some shrimp, because I got a feeling that you're not going to have enough. And they just kind of laughed, and we sat down there, and everybody was eating shrimp, and the last three was me and Ron Workman and Dave. And after I had a pile so big that it embarrassed almost anybody, I stepped away. I couldn't eat anymore. And Ron Workman and Big Dave Ashby, they was still going at it. And finally, Ron Workman had to quit. And old Dave was going after more.
Oh, wow.
Old Dave can put away some shrimp. I'm not kidding you.
Shrimp's good,
But
though.
that was really good shrimp. We had a blast over there fishing that. And my buddy John, he got that new boat. He's scared to death fish by dams. And we was struggling this tournament. I told John, I said, man, the only current in this river is up there by the dam. I said, we got to get up there. And he said, oh, no. He said, I'm afraid to get up there. I said, there's no current. I said, you're not going to catch any fish. We didn't drag baits and stuff in those days. His boat wasn't set up for it. So John took a nap. And when he woke up, we was under that dam, locked down on anchor. And he liked to shit a peach seed. I ain't kidding you, man.
Oh, wow.
But we ended up having fish on. I don't remember if we ever boated in or not. I don't seem like we did. It was a tough night, but I had one that put about 3 guides in the water off them rod holders, and I thought we had a great fish on then, and it got come loose from the hook and different things. But there's just some of the things that Paul done, and I hope Allison stays in touch. I would, she had told me that they're going to have Paul didn't want a funeral. He wanted to have a remembrance meeting or whatever you call them.
Oh, yeah.
And I would love to be with that and see her and again. And because, yeah, it was good friends and good times. And you gotta remember guys like Paul, never forget them, because they're what makes the world go round.
No, it is. It definitely is. There's people that, I mean, that's just life. People come and go in your life.
They do.
And, somebody that you may think the world of, a couple years later, you've done forgot about them. But there's certain ones that just they make a lasting impact, and those are the ones that you can go through and not talk to for a year or two, and then you pick back up just like you left off.
That's right.
You
That's right.
you didn't miss nothing. So
I have a friend of mine. His name's Kevin Wendell. Him and I run around together when we was kids. I ain't seen him for years and years and years. And we was at a family get together. He was married to Cindy's sister for a while, but Kevin and I was always really good friends. And I seen him a year or so ago, and we sat down and talked, and it was just like we was 20 years old again. We just picked up where we left off, and them are true friends. And Paul was like that.
oh yeah.
But you don't have a whole lot of those in your life. So the ones that you got like that, you should cherish.
No, I don't have a lot of friends. The
I
ones
know a
I
lot of
have,
people.
the ones I have are good
Yeah,
friends.
I'm the same way. I know a lot of people, but
I have a ton of acquaintances. I have a ton
yeah,
of people
very
I
few
know.
friends.
But
Man,
Stan, I have done that with him,
I
and
have.
we put a hurt on him.
Oh,
So
I don't eat as much as I used to for
that's
whatever
that
reason.
little spot over there, over by Lake Ozark.
Yep, it was. What was the name of that town? I don't even
Cindy,
remember
what was the
the
name of that restaurant?
He knows. I guarantee
She
you.
knows.
Teacup is the name of the restaurant.
What is it?
The Teacup,
Oh, Teacup.
but I can't remember the name of the town for whatever reason. It slipped my mind, but. Yeah, Teacup is the name of that restaurant. On Friday nights is all you can eat shrimp, and they're a little bit slow about bringing it out to you after the third or fourth
Yeah,
round.
the more you eat, the slower they get in bringing them out. But
And I just kept ordering it usually.
Urbana,
Cindy
said that was Urbana, so
Urbana, yeah.
I don't doubt her.
No, absolutely not, absolutely not. But yeah, they had good shrimp and the coffee cup. She says the coffee, teacup, coffee cup. It's a shrimp house for me. You know,
Now,
but
I always try to think of that place in Springfield and never can remember the name of it. I always want to call it like the Roadkill Grill or something, and it's FD.
No, FD's. Yeah, that's a
FD.
great
But I
place
always
to
want
eat
to call
too.
that place a Roadkill Grill. I don't know why.
For a place in Springfield with that quality of food, it's very reasonable.
Oh, yeah, it's good eating there.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, very good. But
I was going back today and looking at some of the old Catfish Weeklies,
oh yeah,
and I think the furthest one back that I found was Catfish Weekly 13. And
some of them got corrupted for some
I
reason.
forget when this one was, but one of the things I noticed on the Hangouts, it seemed like you couldn't have everybody up on screen at one time, or whoever was talking, it just like automatically clicked to them or something. It seemed like what was going
It did.
on.
It done that automatically. You didn't have any control over any of that. You couldn't. There were so many things that's different with that than what we have today. And
I mean, it.
like I say, it was an hour setting it up.
But it laid the groundwork. It laid the foundation for what we ended up with. And
Josh, Chris was on the show and Chuck was on the show with me, and we was going to Owensboro, Kentucky, to the Monsters on Ohio, and we went every year for a lot of years. And I told them guys, I said, I want to go live from Owensboro. And Chris says, I don't think you can do that. It's not your internet connection. You'd be hooking up to somebody. I said, what's the difference? If you're hooked up, you're hooked up. Chris was pretty sharp on computers, but again, this was a lot of years ago when we all was kind of new to what we're doing now. And I said, I think we could do it. And I told everybody we was going to try it, see if it'd work. And Jim and Sheila got a hold of us. They owned a tackle shop down there at the time, and they was the greatest host that you ever want to be around. They was awesome to us, and we went in there, and I said, Jim, do you have a strong internet connection? And he says, I don't know, but Sheila says it's as good as there is anywhere because we're just down the road from where it comes out, the hub or whatever they call it. So we go down there and set up, and lo and behold, it did work. And that was the first live Catfish Weekly we ever did was from their tackle
On
shop
kind of an
down there.
on location kind of thing.
And later on, we got to doing them shows, and people would come in. We'd do them 2 days or a day. We do them every Saturday or Friday before the show. People would be playing cards at card tables, waiting to come up to be interviewed with us. It was the craziest thing. Jim told me one time. He said, "Even Christmas, this is the biggest day I have is when you guys come down." And the guys, Morris that brought the skipjack down, they would meet up and everybody pick up their skipjack from him there because they knew he was going to be there and that's where everybody was going to be. And man, it was so much fun. It's sort of like uh, going to the Catfish Conference. For years we went to the Catfish Conference and set up and done shows for 2 days live out there and just interviewed people that come through. You know, a lot of them was people that done YouTube channels, and a lot of them was people that just frequented other shows and stuff. They come in, sit down with us for 30 minutes or something like that, and we go live. And those was fun times. I was right there at the point of having a trailer made to where we could just pull in Catfish Conference, open it up, and we'd be on a stage right there in that trailer.
Let's see. So let me go back up. I lost him now.
Hey,
So
Parker, welcome.
Captain Terry Rogers has joined us. Hello, Terry. And Uptown Chrissy Brown is here. Parker Pursuits has joined us. I got to see him for a little while this weekend. He didn't stick around much. He come down here and then went back home, and then he was back down here Saturday morning, and he went back home. He didn't want to hang out. I think Danny told him he wasn't allowed on Crab Orchard Lake, I think is what it is. But
Is that what it was?
it might have been.
Could be. Why would Danny have anything to say about it?
Well, Danny was hanging out. Danny was camping there at Crab Orchard.
Did he catch anything? Did he catch any fish?
Yeah, he caught a bunch.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, he was catching, and then Larry and Fanny Listenby, Larry from Old Boy Outdoors, they were over there.
I see Miss V. Smith has made it in with the Golden Whisker Awards, and folks, if you have someone that you want to nominate for an award, please go over and do that. Doesn't matter what award, if it's your favorite YouTube guy that fishes for catfish.
That's Lambert's, Nebraska Wildcats. That is Lambert's.
Oh, yeah.
Cafe.
Yep, it sure is. There's one over on the east side of Missouri, too.
Yeah, there's one in Sykeston, yeah, or around Sykeston.
Yep. But go ahead and be a part of this Golden Whiskers Award. She's working really hard to try to make this work out to where it's better than it's been.
I saw V's getting nervous. She said feels like we should close the sign up for Top Cat and spin the wheel until it stops on V. Just saying. I tell you what, there has been we're going to be drawing. That'll be next. Was it next Monday? Come back here. No, 2 Mondays from today.
Yeah,
we'll be drawing for the October Top Cat, which is the start of season 2. And the post there on the Catfish Weekly Facebook group has just blown up on this one.
How many entries do we have?
All of them, I think. I think everybody in the group. I have lost count. I would have to go back and look, but we have a ton of them on there. And a lot of them are people that I don't know. I've never heard their name. I don't know that they're produce content, which of course that doesn't matter, because anybody can participate in Top Cat. You don't have to have a YouTube channel or anything.
I will say this. We have had a lot of people come in and ask questions in the comments after shows. So
maybe reaching. V says too many. We have too many.
Well, it depends on what position you are at.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're wanting to be a contestant, you might think that.
But if you're wanting to, if you're wanting to know whether we're going to have a show that month or not, I like seeing a list of people signing up. So
absolutely.
Stan says V told him to shut up this weekend and stop announcing the signups for Top Cat.
Sonny Parker says he needs to find out
I
what
know
Top
what Top
Cat
Cat.
is.
Top
Josh,
Cat
why
is
don't you explain that to him?
Top Cat is our monthly online tournament series. We select one angler each month, and they fish for a period of 2 hours starting at 7 p.m. Central. And the goal of Top Cat is to get the best 2-fish bag that you can get. We do one angler a month. Jerry Parker Pursuits won the first season. I think he was 93.2 something pounds of fish in a 2-fish bag. And of course, now with October, that has reset. We're running in a new season now. Catch Fish with Us is 13 have signed up.
13. That's a pretty good number. And Josh and I and of course Chad can't participate. But damn,
I couldn't have beat Jerry Parker anyway. I'm gonna be real.
No, I don't think I could have either, but it sure looks like fun.
Said Jerry's scared to run it back. Jerry retired from Top Cat.
I understand that, and I understand why he did. I'm a little surprised. I mean, hell,
What I'm
he
supposed to do. I don't. Stan said he may not have caught the biggest fish, but he guarantees he did the most damage to a rod rack. And there was a blooper nomination right then come out of it.
Absolutely.
With like 5 minutes left to go in the tournament. And you know, Stan messaged me the next day and was looking at the replay of that. And last week's episode where we did Top Cat ran for 2 hours, 12 minutes, and 22 seconds. What are the chances of that with having Stan on there and ending with a 222?
Yeah, that's weird, isn't it?
Parker said he got what he wanted from Top Cat, a custom-made rod from Lyle. It's going to be one of his most prized possessions. I could not fish with a Lyle rod. I want to have one, but I could not fish with it. Couldn't bring myself to it.
That's what they're made for. There's a bite wrapped in every one of them.
I get that, but I don't know that I could fish with it. Chad does, so.
Yeah, he does, but, you know, he come up and got a rod from me, and I had another one there that I give him. And
do it. Do it.
Oh, baby.
Do it.
His wife, Dee, had him 6, I believe it was, made for Christmas.
I want to say that you went live building some of those.
Yeah, and he didn't know.
And he had no idea because it was some weekend.
Wasn't that funny?
I remember you getting a hold of me over the weekend at one time and said, "Hey, I want to set this up and go live." I said, "You got it." But
you know,
speaking of building rods, while we're on that subject, real quick, a couple weeks ago, I fished a tournament on Jeff Beal's channel. It was the Not Your Average Fishing Rod Challenge. It was a DIY challenge, build your own fishing rod and catch fish.
Right. Yep.
Now, we all had slow nights that night.
Sure.
Crab Orchard gave me one fish. It gave me a 8.6 pound channel cat, which ended up being enough to win the tournament. Well, today I was expecting something in the mail. Go out there and had a package in the mail. Check this out.
Isn't that spiffy?
That
Let's
is
give you
awesome.
Hang on there.
Try to get the ring light out of it.
That's pretty cool, bud.
There we go. I'm trying to get it. It's not getting the computer screen. That is freaking awesome.
That is.
Thank you, Jeff.
Which reminds me, Jerry also gets a plaque made from Catch Fish with Us as the winner of Top Cat. So for people wanting to fish this Top Cat, it's not a money tournament. Basically, it's a bragging rights thing to ride your buddies about. But the whole thing is for people to pick your brain and find out why you do things and what you're doing to catch these fish. And there's a lot of questions that get answered in chat, but we do give some prizes away for the winner.
and that's one of the things. That's one of the things that brought Top Cat out, and I think still sets it apart from the other. There's tons of online tournaments. There was an online tournament this past weekend.
I didn't know about it.
There's probably one next weekend. I don't know.
There's
every weekend. About any weekend anymore. There is one.
Yep.
But with Top Cat, with having one person on, it kind of lets us. I mean, it lets us get to know that angler. If they're struggling, we're on the boat with them as they're struggling, as they're trying to, there were times that over season 1 where people were just conditions weren't right and they were struggling.
That's exactly right.
We never had anybody give up.
Nope.
And
I'm not sure, but I don't think anybody tried to win any harder than Jody did.
No, Jody went out there.
She worked her butt off trying to get that to work for her. It did not that night. As
Jody went out of her comfort zone too.
People. She did. She did.
Jody started out. Started out dragging baits, which is not something that she likes to do. Robert Modulin, not 2 in a month. We're going to stick with 1 in a month. Top Cat's big on. We're wanting to hyper focus on one angler and watch how they do their thing. I mean, if we have a ton of people signing up. If we move to 2, then we'll get asked why not 3, and eventually we have 10 people up on screen, and we've got the same tournament that we,
you watch every Sunday.
That you watch every weekend, yeah. Terry Rogers asked about how to sign up for Top Cat. I'm going to drop the link in chat right now to the Facebook. There's Mark, Catfish and Crappie member for 53 months.
There's a message that Cindy sent. This is from Allison Ragsdale. If you please tell Lyle, thank you for the tribute. Really appreciate it. I'm not able to get on
the computer.
I'm watching on YouTube, please, and thank you. Allison, you're so very welcome. It is the least I could do for everything that Paul done for me. It really is. And a great friend. I'll never forget him.
Lyle, you're making my Amazon device speak back here in my background.
Damn it. I hate that.
Yeah. You used its wake word and it's over here going, I'm not sure how.
Well, what is that?
I'm not going to say. I did have another message just a little while ago. Let me pull it back up here.
Mike Irwin, welcome, buddy.
Somebody was.
Did we say hello to Greg Burgess?
We did.
John Boys.
John Boys, we heading. Hello, John Boys.
Gray Wolf Outdoors.
Gray Wolf Outdoors has joined us. Also, Alexa, Open Basket of Kittens.
What? I missed something with that Open Basket of Kittens stuff.
Oh, yeah. I said, Alexa, Open Basket of Kittens.
Oh. She's off.
Oh, he figured it out.
Uh-huh.
Well, to the person who messaged me, I tried. We got about 14, or we got about 3 or 4 weeks out of that before he figured it out. So
yeah, it's just a matter of unplugging it, to tell you the truth. But anyhow, I'm excited about this weather change and the fish starting to bite. Catfish will really start coming around here in another month.
Oh man, that's the thing. And you know what's good about that is 2 weeks ago when I was fishing the DIY tournament, about an hour before that tournament, I got one boat water ready. I was able to take a boat out.
Mm-hmm.
This past weekend, I got another boat up and running. I now have 2 water ready boats, one of them being the bigger one of the 2. And what's really bad is I spent I spent two or three solid years trying to troubleshoot the problems with that boat and couldn't figure out why it was doing what it was doing. Finally let it sit dry because I was so fed up with it. It ended up being a $10 part that was not even attached to the engine. So if you have a boat and it is running fine and acting fine, and then all of a sudden it'll just out of nowhere just kind of bogged down, check your fuel tank vent. Tip of the week right there. Check your fuel tank vent.
Absolutely.
That one little fuel tank vent caused a hell of a problem. And it would make you believe that there was something wrong with the engine itself. So Creole says, I believe the big fish are turning on in our area, but that's just rumor. That was an amazing show Saturday, Jeremy. They finished that tournament. Dustin Clark was fishing on the boat with Creole. I think finished with 200 and something pounds of fish. A new PB, 88 pounds.
Nice. I wish I'd have seen that. I'll have to go back and watch that.
Let's see.
I was at my grandson's birthday party Saturday, so I missed it.
Lance redirected my GPS 3 times while I was driving a crab and watching his live. He did it deliberate.
Look at this. Verlene says, I have already been in a winter coat. How can that possibly be?
The girl don't weigh 90 pounds soaking wet.
Well, I assumed that was the case. I have never met her, but I mean, she looks like a little bit of a thing, but my God, it's not even cold. We're having 50, 60 degree mornings. It's t-shirt weather.
Larry says Saturday evening after dark, Josh and Christina guide us to a place on the lake to catch fish, and that's where, with help from Coach Danny Stone, Fanny caught her famous fish. Fanny caught a new personal best channel cat out there at Crab Orchard.
That's very nice.
We had a good time. We were sitting about 10, 15 yards away from them whenever that fish bit. We got to watch the whole thing. I even got a pretty good picture of them.
That's awesome.
As they were going through that. 2 stands, 5 fish bag, 250 pounds. Don't forget to contact Creole's Guide Service to set up your trip.
That's a pretty good day.
Catch fish with us. Oh, my winter mace, I blow the gas vent out from tank outside to the hull and put electric. That's a very, very good idea.
Sonny Parker says it was 45 degrees is very cold. That's brutal weather for me. I have fished with him when it never reached 45 degrees.
Oh, yeah. I fished that tournament with Parker first part of last year, and I don't think the weather broke freezing all day.
Yeah. I've always fished as long as the water didn't have ice on it or it wasn't pouring down rain or something.
Yeah.
So bad you feel unsafe getting to the truck and back. I don't know. I don't like cold weather much better than I like hot weather, and I don't like hot weather at all. So we'll see how the wintertime goes.
I'm hoping for and I know we won't get it because we never do, but
it was sunny
at the North Pole.
It felt like it that morning. We had to take heaters and thaw the frost off the windshield just to drive.
Oh, man, I tell you what, that Christina and I went up and fished Chad's Winter Blues tournament one year up there at Baldwin Lake because it was the only piece of water anywhere near us that wasn't covered with 6 inches of ice.
Oh, wow.
Because it's Power Plant Lake and it was still open. And I had gone and I had to thaw out the steering cables on the outboard. We get all this stuff thawed out. Well, on the drive up to Baldwin, all that thawed out liquid came running out of the drain plug on the boat and formed an icicle. And so when we got to the boat ramp, we couldn't even put the plug in the boat because there was a giant icicle hanging down. So I had to go after it with a propane torch. Sonny Parker says, it was so cold I turned blue in places that I never thought I would.
Yeah, I can relate. It was pretty brutal that time. And, we all three was pretty cold. But, the sun's shining on you when you're fishing, and it didn't seem so bad, and we had heaters, but, man, that might not have been the smartest thing we ever did.
Well, yeah.
I'm getting messages from your brother James. Thinks he's going to get me ice fishing. We'll see.
I was going to do it this year. Didn't get a chance to.
I told him if he wants to ice fish with me, he drills a hole where I can stand on the dock and I'll fish through that hole in the water. But
Danny Stone said, almost forgot. Won't be long till we do Jerry Parker's New Year's Eve Baldwin Bash. That's true.
Baldwin is never freezes either, does it?
I think it'd take a whole lot to get to do it.
Yeah. Doesn't it generate?
Now, yeah, it's a small lake anyway, and it's a power generation lake. But I think they said there's only, I forget how many years left, and they're decommissioning that plant. So
You're kidding me.
It's going to change the dynamics of that lake, and it's going to send energy prices up.
Absolutely.
Even higher than they already are. So,
well, that's probably why they're doing it.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like we're on the co-op, and that the Lake of Egypt was built as a cooling lake for the power plant that the co-op uses, and they're not running the coal burner down there anymore. They're running a little natural gas burner every once in a while, but got a perfectly good coal plant, and they shut it down. Not by choice.
I'll leave that alone.
Yeah.
Because
I liked our power bills better before they shut that down, as I'll just leave it at that.
You did. Remember?
Sonny Parker said 91 here today, 60 tomorrow.
60? Boy, that's a big drop.
Parker said Baldwin staying open until 28, but it may end up staying open. That'd be good.
Yeah, hopefully it will.
There you go, Lyle. Stan said they used to pull their old John boat out on the ice to ice fish out of.
That would be better than worrying about that ice cracking and falling through. I promise you that.
Oh, man, you could get in a John boat, and you could put a harness on Dockery and dress him up like a little reindeer.
And they pull me around
and have him pull you out there on that.
I got to have a bullwhip for that.
I mean, I said that one time I wanted to get Dockery and Chris Lee and dress them up like beavers and put them out of the pond and see if they built a dam. Greg Burgess said the vents on the lawnmower weed eater do the same thing because of ethanol. Ooh, yeah, ethanol fuel.
Ethanol. You got to buy, and that's something else on them motors like that. Be sure they make special fuel lines for ethanol fuel these days. So.
If you are buying boat fuel lines, do not buy the gray fuel line at Walmart because inside of that is a liner that reacts poorly with ethanol fuel, and it will eat it up, and it will just
end up in your carburetor.
It'll end up in your car. If you're going to run that, make sure you're running fuel filter for sure. But
it'll plug that up.
It will, but it's better than getting in the carburetor.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And check when you're getting gas. Got to check your fuel too. Our oh wow.
Sonny's got little big dogs, by the way.
Our local Love, they built a Love's travel stop a few years ago, and it's one of my favorite places to get gas. Plus, it's real close to the house. And I was looking the other day when I was filling the truck up there.
Thank you, Danny.
They are now running 15% ethanol, and not
15%.
15, not 10.
Wow.
You cannot use 15% ethanol in outdoor power equipment. Your lawnmowers and all your other stuff like that.
They're not made for it.
It ain't made for it, and it's actually I mean, for what it's worth, it's illegal, but so is a lot of stuff. But
Yep. I am shocked at 15%.
yeah, I'd like to see them get all the corn squeezings out of the fuel, but
Well,
it never happened. It
no,
will
it's
never
not.
happen.
They got it in there now, and they're going to keep it that way they can keep the price of corn and stuff up for these guys.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know why they done it. It's not rocket science.
Oh yeah.
But they get to buy insurance to make sure that they don't have difficulties. So there's no reason to make the rest of us pay for that high dollar
Oh yeah.
fuel.
No,
So,
they. But I did catch that before I went and put fuel in the boat. So I went. It's got 10%.
15%. Wow.
Yeah, it's got 10%. The boat has 10% fuel in it now, but
They've made great improvements on that, though, Josh. I was in the automotive industry nearly my entire life. And when ethanol first come out, you could just about figure about every other month he was changing a fuel filter on people used it because they didn't get it clean. Now,
right.
it's not nearly like that now. But there still is some things like fuel line that you have to be careful with. But, yeah, when it first come out, it would plug a fuel filter up just right now.
Love the fuel talk because show in itself. I'm going for. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure that's right.
I've got some or some of that gray boat fuel line that I cut apart not too long ago, and you could see all. Oh wow!
Oh, it's Dockery's night in the barrel. Yeah,
Oh, I bet my phone's blowing up, and it's not. So
not yet. Dockery
no,
was the model for GI Joe clothes. That is damn funny, I'll tell you.
oh wow! Danny said he has better things to make out of corn.
Well, probably so. Bugman 22 says it's for off-road vehicle like quad, side by side, dirt back.
Yeah, he said he was talking about off-road gas. It's blue pump at the station. It does not have ethanol in it. Found it at 2 stations now.
As a matter of
I'm back
fact,
here.
yes. You are right. I have fought them. But they make a thing called methanol carburetors,
Mark.
alcohol carburetors that work really well. What did I miss?
Mark sent me a text, and I really
Oh.
want to. I really, really want to read it, and I'm not going to. I'm going to force myself not to, but I'll have to tell you after the show what he said.
Okay. All right. That works for me.
There's a lot of truth probably to what he said.
Okay.
It's about Jerry Parker.
Now I am intrigued.
Yeah.
So there's so many things to be said about Jerry Parker that's not even funny. A lot of things.
Mark says, "Who, me?" I'm just calling you out. I text you stuff during Panfish Nation, and you sure call me out for it. So.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, read it. I did.
Creole, I'll forward it to you.
Oh, mercy.
You would appreciate it. Not everybody in chat would appreciate that. You guys should have seen all the messages this weekend. I brought home a boat Thursday night, Friday morning, however you really want to look at it. I got home 2 a.m. So, but I said I was going to name that boat Chadwick James.
There you go.
And I immediately got told that boat would give me nothing but trouble. Oh, shit.
That could be. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you so much. Oh, read it.
Here, I'm clicking on that.
Okay, I keep clicking on the same time you do.
Oh, man. I tell you what, give me just a second here. I'm going to screenshot this. I'm going to send it to Lyle. And if he green lights me, I'll read it. Because y'all know me, I ain't really offended by nothing. But other people are.
Yeah.
Parker says, I'm sad my buddies Dockery and Chris are leaving for a while to go north and make toys for Oh, yeah, that's
wow.
bad.
Yeah, we'd probably had to give you a
I don't
bill.
know that you can reverse that. I don't know how to do it if
No,
you can.
you just send it
Danny
back.
said Parker caught all the fish out of Bird Poop Point. He said he only caught 2. I caught 1
Bird
out of there.
Poop Point. That's new.
Well, we got a bidding war going on. Dockery says to read it. Lyle, it's in the group chat if you want to take a look at it. Of course, it'll make your microphone go crazy the minute you pick up your phone.
I'll do it on a computer. Oh,
I don't think we can read that.
I'm not sure we should.
I think oh my God. Lyle, you've got it if you want to read it.
Oh, I can't read it. He sent it to you, buddy. Oh man.
Oh. Make the call.
Have you got a hold of Jerry?
Have I got a hold of Jerry?
Has he seen it or?
No, he hasn't seen it. That'd be a good surprise for him. I think he'd like it.
Let's do it.
All right. An anonymous person sent me a text and said, and we said we were talking about ethanol fuel. It said the government and ethanol fuel are just like Jerry Parker. Once they get in a guy, or once he gets, hold on, pull this up so I can read it. My eyes ain't as good as what they used to be. The government and ethanol fuel are just like Jerry Parker. Once he gets in a guy, he ain't pulling it out. Wow. Yeah, read it got up to $32. So there you go. Yeah.
Well, thank you guys. But yeah.
Once he gets in a guy, he ain't pulling it out.
He ain't pulling out if he gets in you.
Yeah.
Beware.
Andrew said worth every penny.
I thought so.
Yeah, it was anonymous when I finally read it. It wasn't when I was thinking about reading it. So
V's laughing. Everybody must have thought it was pretty funny.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah.
For Jerry.
I mean, people who are paying attention know.
Yeah.
That. Somebody watching or listening on the replay may not.
I wonder if we'd have waited till next week if we got it up to $100.
Only for Mark. The more he fights, oh, poor Jerry. And with that, it's probably time to find the end button there. Mark just said what we already knew. Yeah, you're not wrong. I mean, is that really, honestly, let's just look at this objectively. That's nowhere near as bad as some of the crap I've seen Jerry put in chat.
Oh, I agree.
So, I mean, that's why Jerry's one of my best friends in the world. You know, you can't offend him.
There's nobody has any more fun than Jerry Parker.
No, he's good natured.
And other than a ribbon once in a while from somebody or him dishing it out or receiving it, either one, he's a great sport. And there's nobody that wanted other people to do well in Top Cat than Jerry Parker did.
Nope. No, he did. He cheered on everybody. Okay. Creel says you read pro staff chat, Catfish. That's PG compared to any chat with Jerry. Yeah, you're right. And see, and this is what happens whenever next week Chad will be back and he'll be talking about how he keeps me and Lyle contained during the show.
And he tries.
And he does try. So
205, I had a day after that, believe it or not, 115 probably. Now, with that being said, I have been getting messages about how many you're keeping. 30 is the limit on that particular lake, and there's no size limit. But I have a standard of 9-inch, and I hate cleaning fish, so it's rare that I keep over 10 or 15. Now, I did keep one limit because I wanted 2 batches to put in the freezer, and 15 apiece. But I'm telling you right now, there'll not be no more 30 fish to clean for me. I don't like clean fish. I mean, if it wasn't the fact that I like to eat them so well, I'd never
Get
clean them.
get you a Mr. Twister electric knife and go to town with it.
I can't. I've got a pretty good electric knife, and I just can't get the hang of it. I don't
Is
know
it
why.
is it a Mr. Twister?
I think I've got one of those.
Those are the best ones going.
Is it? I've got
No,
a Snap-on one that I have never used. I
and
bought
they
from the
and
guy.
and they come out with different blades now. They've got a panfish blade for that Mr. Twister.
Really?
Real
Well, I'm
real
sure I've
narrow
got one.
profile, and it's real flexible.
Do most of those blades still interchange from one brand to the next? They used to.
I don't know that they do anymore.
Okay.
Stan said Jerry was the first one to wish me luck. Said he hoped I would win.
I
Jerry
That's just the
cheered
way
on
Jerry is.
everybody,
He did.
and you know
And
what?
everybody else did too.
And everybody, that's what I was about to say. Everybody else did too. Top Cat has been just an overwhelming support, especially between the competitors. They have really.
Now, we're not drawing for the Top Cat competitor for next month. This next week. It's
No,
the week
no,
after.
it'll be Monday the 6th. We draw all things normal. We will always draw Top Cat on the first Monday
of the month.
first Monday show of the month, and Top Cat will be the third Monday show of the month. If that interferes with a holiday at some point,
we may change it.
That may be subject to change one way or the other. Drawing, not so much a big deal, but
right.
Fish a 2-hour fishing on a holiday. One of these days that fall on Christmas or something. We'll move that. What I miss here.
Paul's wife Allison said, "Sounds like something Paul would say."
Okay, well,
he was come out like you, Josh. He didn't really hold back much.
You and I were talking before the show, and I never knew Paul. I never got to meet him, and I think that it is definitely my loss not having been able to meet him.
Absolutely.
He sounded like a great individual. So
yep, he was a super nice guy, great ideas, and like I say, when I couldn't do computer stuff, even if he didn't know what it was, he'd find the answers and make it happen. Him and I worked really good together for a long, long time, and I will always miss Paul.
Chris would catch fish with us. Jerry's a great competitor. He's my biggest cheerleader. The skirt's kind of short for those man legs, but he means well. I had to read that one. I couldn't not read that.
Not after the last one. You had to. Yeah.
Yeah, that's almost guaranteed. Cindy said she loved the show. Awesome.
I'm glad you did. That's we need to probably do more stuff like this for people that leave our world, especially in our industry and that, I mean, in the catfish industry or fishing industry, period. But Paul was very dear to me and always will be. And his wife, Allison, just like I said, there's not a better person. If she could put up with him, my God, she's a saint. But, and I mean that jokingly because he was a super guy. But I remember when Paul quit. One more quick story. I know we need to get to the bragging board. Paul was a heavy smoker for a lot of years, and he finally figured out a way to keep him from smoking. He had one cigarette, and he kept it behind his ear. And every time that he decided he wanted a cigarette, he'd pull that thing out behind his ear, and he cussed that damn thing like there was no tomorrow, and put it right back up there. And I was talking with him on the phone one day, and he went off. And I said, "What are you doing?" He says, "I'm cussing this damn cigarette." And I thought, "Holy crap, man!" But it worked for him. And he was
Sonny Parker, I hate to hear that.
Oh, Sonny, we're sorry to hear that too. Yeah, that's too bad. But yeah, a lot of good stories about Paul. I could go on and on and on, but a lot of people have commented on the post about the loss of Paul, and I'm so glad that everybody remembered him. It's very important that you remember the people that made this sport what it is, and he's one of them. Very much so. How about the bragging board, Josh?
I have got it queued up to walk us out of the show tonight. So
All right. Thanks everybody for watching Catfish Weekly. We appreciate it.
there's some good fish on the board this week. I'll
You
just say that.
better stay tuned in for
I'll
that.
just say that. So,
And we'll be back next week, probably with Chadwick.
unfortunately, yeah.
Thanks everybody.
Have a great week, y'all.
Enjoy the bragging board.
Howdy folks, it's time once again to take a look at the Catfish Weekly Bragging Board, the weekly video series where we showcase the amazing fish caught by you, our viewers. Leading us off this week is our good friend Lance Makugai, the Hawaiian fisherman. Lance has been targeting trophy salmon recently and came up with this 17-pound female king salmon a few nights ago. Great work, my friend. Congratulations. Up next, we have Ernest of River Rat 3030, who is showing off a couple of nice fish he caught while celebrating his birthday, including this 28.2-pound blue catfish. Nicely done, Ernest, and happy birthday, buddy. Larry and Fanny Lasembi visited my home waters of Crab Orchard Lake in southern Illinois this past weekend to go after some of the amazing channel catfish the lake has to offer. Fanny caught her new personal best channel catfish this weekend that weighed in at 10.4 pounds. Great work, Fanny. Congratulations. And closing us out this week, we have this behemoth of a blue catfish that was caught by Dustin Clark during Saturday's live tournament. This fish weighed in at 88 pounds, which is a new personal best for Dustin, and it also helped secure him the win. Congratulations on the fish of a lifetime, Dustin. Don't forget, guys, you too can be featured on the Catfish Weekly Bragging Board. To be eligible, the fish needs to have been caught within the past 14 days, and we accept pictures of any species of fish. To get yourself or a friend on the bragging board, all you need to do is email your fish photo to pics@theweekendangler.com. Send us the information shown on your screen, and we'll get it on the board for you. Thank you all for watching. Have a great week.
Is it just me or that